Wallahi. Oh my God. Is this real?
I don't even consider black women as women.
Wow. This is just stupid. I mean, I can't even respond to that.
Whoever said that is stupid.
Whoa. Whoa.
I'm not even gonna respond. Like, what do you even respond to that?
The highest status of women. So, you know, my mother is a black woman, so
Damn right.
let's not say
Queens.
Yeah, exactly.
We are queens.
We? Are you a
I
queen?
mean, they are queens. Oh my God, did I just say that?
And what hurts me sometimes is, sometimes black women believe this rubbish. That hurts me more because sometimes I don't think black women understand how beautiful and how wonderful they are, because they're the most, in my opinion, the most desired women in the world.
We are Muslim, not white, black or beige. Really? We know. Do you?
Yeah. What does that even mean?
This annoys me because someone said the same thing to me, that it's haram for me to identify myself as a black person, and to this day they haven't been able to, you know, explain themselves.
I guess in that sense you see Islam as being your identity, which is great and all, but at the same time we need to acknowledge colour, but not let that rule us in the sense that we're gonna make that our main issue.
I'm not racist.
I'm not racist. I mean, when you start with that, it's not going to be good, is it?
But black people were a lot nicer before the civil rights movement.
Sorry.
That's a really heavy statement.
Are these real comments? Are these real, like, people actually say that? Mad.
We're more woke now, so we know. After, you know, post
It's
civil rights.
because they're in freaking shackles.
Them lighties are niceys. I don't know what that means.
Thank you. We're all nice.
The grammar is terrible on this one. Yeah. Just the structure of the sentence and the grammar, you can tell that the person that wrote it is very ignorant. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about the dark-skinned chicks, not really about the lighties.
Everybody's light with the right sunlight. Yeah, this is a thing though, it is a real thing. We've got a lot of shadism within the community, which is possibly more upsetting than, you know, racism outside of the community. Sometimes when it's like amongst ourselves, we have this thing where obviously light skin is considered more attractive, more beautiful, more desirable. And a lot of that is a consequence of, I think, from slavery, you know, where at the time light skin was associated with being closer to whites and being in the house and being a little bit more safe. This is definitely something that I hope I manage to kind of avoid within the next generation, within my children. I want them to be proud of who they are and love who they are and realise that Allah doesn't judge on outward appearance, He judges by what's in the heart. And I don't want them to be victims to what the media are propagating.
Funny how a slight shade of pigment in your skin can have a different effect on the world, where really we should be looking at people for their heart and their soul and who they really are.
I disagree. I think if you find lighter skinned people attractive, that's your volition and that's your preference. And the fact that everyone's trying to pull out a violin and claim victimhood just because someone finds someone else more attractive than you is a bit of a joke. I think you know, there's enough people that like dark skin, myself included, and there's other people that prefer lighter skin, and you know, each to their own.
Our people, many of us, became mixed race through no fault of our own. But the politics of enslavement meant the closer you look to the white man, the superior, the more aesthetically pleasing and the superior you were. And this has come down to us as a problem in our community of light skin being superior to the extent our girls are bleached. Oh, people, not girls in Congo, men themselves also bleach.
A black guy is offended, all right guys, move along, nothing to see here. When are blacks ever not offended?
There's no other race on this earth that has been traded mass traded in a way of or capitalist trading as black people have. So you're never really going to understand how that feels, like how the intergenerational trauma of that feels, how having that in your family feels, and within your people feels. So I think you should just afford people the space to vent and try and understand.
This is a troubling and ignorant comment, but it also touches on a lot of truths. I feel like as black people, we do enter a victim's mentality where we're always complaining about something. We're always complaining about being mistreated or judged or stereotyped or going through, you know, this or that, which it is true and it is correct to call out people on their ignorance and to call out people on their injustice and to call out people on their racism. But also, I feel like there should be more focus on self-education, self-empowerment, and not being affected by these kind of things.
This seems to speak to black fragility. You see, it's not enough for us to have coined a meme such as white fragility. Now people have to come back with one called black fragility. I think if black people are fragile, it took a long time before they cracked. I think after 300 years of slavery, then Reconstruction and Jim Crow, and what about us from the Caribbean who have been the people who have been windrushed as well as transatlantically traded? I think if we have any fragility, we are entitled to it.
Please don't come and bring your black culture, dress and style into Islam.
Oh my gosh. Are these real? This just makes me really angry, to be honest.
Who has the right to prioritize culture? Do you get what I'm saying? Who has the right to prioritize someone's style or someone's dress, you know? Like, subhanAllah, like people don't even speak about the fact that there are more Muslims in Nigeria than there are in Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't talk about the fact that like how dominant Islam is in Africa and how dominant Africa is in Islam. Like,
I just feel like a lot of cultures, they feel that they have like the overhead on everything Islamic, like some Asian cultures, Arab cultures, even though a lot of the Islamic dress that the Muslims in general wear today is cultured. But they see it as this is what Islam is, and that's completely incorrect. I'm peed off by this.
We're bringing our culture, we're bringing our dress, and we're bringing our style into Islam. So you're gonna have to get used to it.
I like the look on their faces when I tell them that we had Islam in Ethiopia before the Hijrah to Medina. Oh, I like this.
Gang, I like it too. That's one of my favorite ones. I love doing that one.
I like that a lot. I love that because, okay, looking at a statement like that with certain, you know, Arabs and maybe even Asians who don't appreciate black Muslims enough. You know, I keep hearing, okay, Bilal, he was the first one who called the adhan. Well, actually, the first place that they went to for refuge was Ethiopia. So for me, this is just, you know, I love this. This gives me roots and this gives me just a lot of love. I love this.
There needs to be a recognition that Islam was given to the African people before it was given to a lot of you. And that means that you should really learn about Islam in Africa. You should learn about the incredible people. You should learn about what the first Hijrah actually was, the journey that the different companions had, and how welcoming Najashi and his people were to the Muslims of Mecca who were seeking asylum from them.